Welcome to Marketing Monday. My name is Natalie Armstrong-Motin with Marketing Resolution, and today we want to talk about the really simple secret behind irresistible mediator bios. And I'm betting it's not what you think. So we use our bios all the time on our websites, on our social media platforms like LinkedIn. We use our bios when we are on someone else's panel or roster to provide our services. And a bio is different than a CV, that's your educational background, or your background, your experience, your expertise, that's your resume. This is your bio, it's a narrative. So let's talk about your mediator bio. I think it's easiest to think about your mediator bio as though it were the trailer to a movie that is about you. So in just you've got a few really short paragraphs, but you want to spark curiosity. You want to have people hit next, or I'm interested, or tell me more. So don't worry. We are going to whip up something that is warm and credible and speaks right to your ideal clients. All right. This is me turning caffeine into strategy like it's a superpower. So let me introduce you to two of my clients, two of my favorite humans, because I think seeing real examples helps. So one of my clients, Diane, she's a family and community mediator, and she helps just everyday folks. People like you and me, people who are getting a divorce, or neighbors that have a spat, or community groups. But she's the one that helps people move through issues, disputes, and conflicts through really sort of peaceful conversations, and most often without legal representation. But then there's my client, Marcus. Marcus is a civil and commercial mediator. He was a high-flying litigator, and so his job as neutral, his primary target market as neutral, are helping really large, medium and large clients who have very sophisticated representation, untangle complex, high-stakes disputes, and he does it really well. So think of Diane and Marcus as sort of the stars of today's little show, because I think that their stories will really help light the way as we go through crafting or recrafting your bio together. So what we did for both Diane and Marcus was to imagine that their bio is the opening scene of a film. So if you help everyday folks navigate family or neighborhood disputes, you want to kick it off with your bio, that is. You want to kick it off with a down-to-earth anecdote. Something like when I was 10, I brokered peace talks between my two older sisters over the last piece of birthday cake. That moment taught me that listening and compromise can work wonders long before I even knew what the word mediation was. Simple, relatable, good story, right? So if you are, though, like Marcus, and you're the go-to mediator for business, and attorneys and big litigators, you might want to stick with something that is a little bit more sophisticated, a little bit higher level language, maybe a case study or a teaser. And we put together something for Marcus that sounded something like, I once guided a tech startup through a thorny partnership split, turning legal chaos into a clear roadmap and saving them 6 figures in court fees. Okay. But this little story, it really invites people in, and it sets the tone. You want to, in your bio, you want to express who you are and what you do, and you want to spell it out in a very clear, brief way. So for everyday clients, you'd maybe want to say something, or rather for unrepresented clients, you might want to say something like, I'm a family and community mediator, and I'm here to guide you through tough talks. No legal degree required. And that would put unrepresented clients at ease. If your primary target market are sophisticated litigators with corporate clients, you might want to say something like, I specialize in civil and commercial mediation, partnering with businesses and attorneys to resolve high stakes disputes efficiently and effectively, right? You want to always be crystal clear about this. You want to be able to self-reflect and say, yep, that's me. Next, this is the secret sauce part, without the virtue signaling that a lot of neutrals put into their bios or their resumes or their CVs, I think it's more efficient, more effective for the viewer to read about your credentials, but kind of sprinkled in. People really love a little proof. So think about this like great cup of coffee, but the little extra is the fancy mocha powder that I add in. Coffee's great. It's the mocha powder that really puts it over the top, right? So let's talk about the Diane style. So in her bio, we wrote something like, with 25 years experience and advanced divorce mediation training, I've helped neighbors, families, and community groups find common ground. My background in social work means I really get the human side of things. So you see how that's not just up in your face, the amount of years of experience and her background in social work. It's feathered in. It's just part of the ongoing authentic communication. For Marcus, we created something that read more like, after 3 decades of corporate litigation and earning my JD, I shifted to commercial mediation. To date, I've settled over 2,000 disputes, from contract breaches to multi-million-dollar multi-party partnership issues. Right? So credentials, I mean, they're sort of like the warranty on a product, but we don't sell a product, we tell a service. And so we have to give our experience, we have to give our street cred, but not in a way that is braggadocious or off-putting. So you just feather it into the conversation. And this really boosts the reader's sense of confidence in your services. And then, in every bio, I think it's important to be authentic. So you want to show your personality, your sort of, your chill factor, so to speak. So your style is your signature. Are you the calm mountain guide or the straight talking strategist? Right? Both very valid, both very applicable, both appreciated, but what is your personality? And you want to let that show. So for Diane, we wanted to make sure that her bio was really warm and welcoming. So we wrote something in hers that was like, I create a non-judgmental space, one that feels more like a cozy living room than a courtroom. It's really important to her clients. Again, puts them at ease. We want to lower those anxiety levels. We want them to feel like they're going to be in a space where they can be heard and understood. And then Marcus, who's really results oriented, his bio read something more like, I run structured sessions that are flexible to each client's needs, but that cut through the noise and aim for real actionable solutions, right? And again, this part of writing your bio is where you let your authentic self, your authentic personality shine through. Not heavy-handed, but it needs to be the overall tone. And then the other thing that I can suggest that you incorporate into your mediator bio is to address what you think or what you know to be the pain points for your primary, secondary, or even tertiary target markets. You know what those sort of ouch moments are for the parties. So acknowledge what those are. Acknowledge what keeps them up at night. For the unrepresented clients, you might say something like, I know legal jargon can feel like a foreign language, and I will translate every step into plain English so that you're never left guessing. Right? For the business folks and for the litigators, you might want to say something like, time is money, and every day in court costs more than dollars. I can help you wrap up disputes so quickly that you can focus on growth and not uh, legal lingo or the loss of billable time, something like that. But showing that you, quote unquote, get it builds that trust that we need in a heartbeat. And then you can always give in a bio sort of a sneak peek into your process, because we all convene things a little bit differently. So introduce that. You could say, in 4 easy steps, connect with me. We can, I can help you find a durable, reasonable resolution. It takes 4 simple steps to get started. 1, an intro call. 2, session setup, Zoom, etc. 3, the mediation. We have joint sessions or not, whatever you want to introduce there. And then the agreement. We want to wrap it up with a clear, reasonable, binding resolution. Right? I think that the reason this is so important is because when clients can see the roadmap, oh, it's just four steps. That's manageable. I can do 4 steps. They can see the roadmap. And again, it decreases their anxiety and it increases their sense of trust in your services. And then always in a mediator bio, put in that clear call to action. You want to invite them to engage with you. So you want to close out your bio in the same way that you would invite someone into your home. You want to make it easy and you want to make it friendly. You want to say something like, if you're ready to find a calmer path, let's talk. Schedule a free 15-minute chat. Contact info here. I'd love to see how I can help. That's a great way to do it. For the litigator corporate crowd, you might want to have a call to action that says something like, looking to resolve a pending dispute efficiently and effectively, reach out for a complimentary consultation or request my mediation info packet. Let's keep your business moving forward. Something like that. So now's a good time. Sit down, take a few minutes, follow this easy guide, rewrite your mediator bio, and then be sure that you upload the new version onto all the platforms upon which your mediator bio is posted or listed. But before you publish, check the tone and the language. Is it right for your audience? The brand consistency, does it match your website vibe? Does it match your personality? Is it authentic to you? Does it really create connectivity? Is it in first person, for example? Proofreading, so important. Proofreading, you want no typos ever. And sometimes when we copy and paste our bio that we've written in a Google Doc or a Word doc and we put it up on a platform, those platforms can misinterpret symbols. So for example, if on your bio you use the ampersand symbol, it will automatically change that to sort of gobbledygook. So be sure that you proofread every time you upload. Make sure that it's right. We don't want to lose the confidence that we're trying to build. And then clarity and brevity. Keep your paragraphs short so that they can be easily skimmed by the people that are looking at your service and choosing whether or not they want to hire you. All right, it's your turn. If you've made a mistake on your mediator bio, or you've had a fabulous success with your mediator bio by making changes, I'd love to know what the mistakes were, but I'd really love to know what the successes are. What have you done to really amp it up? Tell me all about it in the comments, or send me an email, let me know. So again, you want to think of your mediator bio as the friendliest handshake online. You can have a little storytelling. You can sprinkle in those little spicy pieces of proof. You want to have that warm invitation to connect, and you will stand out as the mediator who truly understands, who can truly guide people through the process. So grab your keyboard, craft that bio. If you have any questions, you have any problems, let's do it together. Reach out and I'm more than happy to help. All right, that's it for Marketing Monday. Hope your week is off to a good start. Be good humans. Bye-bye.